So the other day I finished my book. I did film a clip yesterday about completing my book and how wonderful that felt, that it was all sorted, all done, and the process I'd gone through. So I had in mind to finish on Sunday night, and then I'd also had something else in mind, and then plans changed a little bit, so I was able to go finish my book in the end, and went through it all, happy with it, everything all sorted, and away we go. So all uploaded. And it felt weird, I have to say, of just not having a free month to do it in. So for example, the others last year, I really rushed to do them in months where I hadn't completed one, published one before. And obviously February, I published one in last year, and I published one in March last year, so there was no point in waiting, like holding this one back until March, because we weren't that far away. So I did it February, did it on the day, lapping some months already, which is quite nice. There's still some months I haven't published in, but I think July is my next month that is free. May in some ways, but I have done one already that's just not in my name. So although May is clear in my name, it's not clear in terms of the ones that I've already published in. So we'll make a decision there, but I don't think it'll be May this year unless I'm delayed with one, because I now have two projects, which is the point of my video. I have two projects I now have committed to. I've talked about them before, or talked about them in the sense that I've got projects that now have a deadline to work towards, two with the same deadline in theory. So that feels interesting. That feels, I don't want to say scary, because it doesn't feel scary as yet. I'm sure there'll be a point where it does, depending on how this writing goes, but yeah, let's see. I started one yesterday. Normally after finishing a project, I like to have a couple of days at least rest. Previous times I've taken a week or a month, and I find that difficult, but it's good for creative wise and just resting the mind and resting the eyes from the laptop and stuff, just stepping away from the other project, ending it properly. So I guess I kind of had Monday and a little bit of yesterday free of it, and then I went straight back in, starting the next project, which I had a little bit done already and is obviously complete in action. So now I just need to work through what I want to include in the book and what I want the book to mainly be about. The other one I think will be a bit quicker to write, maybe not, but I'm gonna concentrate on the main one. I don't want to say what it is yet, because knowing me, once I announce it, another book completely different will pop up in my mind. It normally happens, but I would like to focus on this. A lot of it is maybe already written, because two books have come from the experience already, different books, different experiences, but from the same thing I'll be writing about. So I need to look at what I want it to include, what the tone is, how I want it to come across, all those things. But two projects, same deadline, a bit of silliness. So not only have I given myself a set deadline, which I don't believe I've done before, I've also given myself two projects to do, and for the same deadline-ish. One I can move about a little bit, but yeah, we do these silly things, don't we, sometimes. And maybe it's just a way of testing myself, or maybe it is, I mean, there is a good reason. There's one book about my 40s which come to an end soon, ready for the next decade to start, and the other one is about this past year and something that I set myself, which I think is interesting. It's certainly interesting for me, and I think it's interesting for other people to consider as well. I think it warrants being written about. And the interesting thing is, for this one, I haven't written any blogs about it at all. Normally, I've done something and I've written a blog, and I then have the blogs ready to copy and paste. Hence, the book writing process goes a bit quicker when that happens, doesn't it? Because it's really, in essence, it's already written. So that one is really bizarre, because I've written my headings that I want to include, but I know I haven't written anything about it at all. I think I've done an introductory post on my blog, and I think I've already copied that across to the document for the book. So we're getting there. In each of those two projects there's movement anyway, isn't there? So we just need to see what else comes. So we go, 2 more projects coming up. So my next few videos might be about those, might be about something completely different. We'll see. But what have you got going? Have you got any projects on your horizon? Have you promised yourself anything? Have you committed to anything? That's something for you to consider.